Welcome back to Cheddar News, everyone. Spotify releasing its annual Culture and Trends report. Culture Next today, and the findings take a look at the latest movements and popular topics based on insights from Spotify's global audience. Well, for more on what it's seen during this pandemic, I do want to bring in Cheddar's senior reporter, Michelle Castillo. Michelle.
Thanks, Kristen. I'm joined today by Khurrum Malik. He is the head of advertising and business marketing at Spotify. So, Khurrum, thank you so much for joining us today to break down this report. Let's start with, are you starting to see generational differences in how Gen Z and millennials think?
Yeah, absolutely. So, if 2020 was a cultural wake-up call, 2021 is a cultural rebirth. And one of the things we saw in our Culture Next report is the broad range of differences between Gen Zs and millennials. Specifically, if you think about Gen Zs as an example, they have been looking for a sound escape. 69% of Gen Zs agree that audio reduces their stress levels, and they're really looking for some self-care. And that's really critical in times like these. We've all been under stress. And now, if you think about millennials, 70% of millennials agree, especially the gamers, that audio times gaming can make or break a gaming experience. So millennials are really experiencing these blurred lives. And so we're seeing these behaviors during these toughest of times, and people are really hungry for a cultural rebirth to come out.
Gen Z in particular, they're the most racially diverse and ethnically diverse generation that we've seen. What does that mean for brands and marketers trying to reach this specific generation?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. It's actually a critical question. We do Culture Next for kind of two core audiences, advertisers and creators, and we want them to have insights into what Gen Zs are really thinking and what millennials are thinking. And so there's a couple of key learnings for advertisers specifically. First is that younger generations are looking for diverse perspectives. For example, 52% of Gen Zers are looking to podcasts to learn about social justice issues, which are critical during these times. 58% of millennials have sought content from more diverse podcasts. So if you're an advertiser, you're a marketer, you're looking to reach your audience of listeners, you really want to think about engaging with diverse perspectives and diverse content. You want to think also too about leveraging podcasts. So podcasts have an opportunity to have advertising inside them. Also, podcasts are a great opportunity for brands to have podcasts for themselves to be able to connect with a younger generation. And then finally, a key learning is really about remote connections. The younger generations, especially the millennials and Gen Zs, are really engaging with audio throughout the day. They want to get up in the morning, use their mobile phone with audio, use their car, listen to digital audio, and then at night, perhaps listen to a smart speaker. So advertisers need to be prepared to be able to engage with different types of platforms, both smart speakers, smartphones, and digital audio within cars.
All right, we have to talk about the music because that's what Spotify is best known for. So were there any listening differences between what was popular for Gen Z and what was popular for millennials?
Yeah, you gotta think about music, which is always a lot of fun. If you think about Gen Zers, they've been really looking and leaning into Olivia Rodrigo with Driver's License and Lil Nas from Montero, and so you see a bunch of those artists really doing quite well with Gen Zers. If you think about millennials, a little bit of difference there is you've got some classics all the way back from the Super Bowl with Blinding Lights by The Weeknd, but Olivia Rodrigo still shows up there. And of course, artists like DaBaby and Dua Lipa with Levitating. So you have a wide range of music that is engaging with younger audiences. But I also think that, younger generations are just looking for an escape. And that's one of the big things we learned, whether it's music or podcasts, folks are looking to screenless experiences to get them away from the day-to-day, and digital audio helps enable that.
A lot of these songs that you mentioned, they were popular on TikTok and Instagram Reels. How are you guys using these newer platforms to kind of aid Spotify's listeners in discovery of new music on your own platforms?
Yeah, thank you. It's a great question, and there's so many streaming platforms out there. And with Spotify, we're the world's leading audio platform and audio streaming platform with 356 monthly active users over 170 markets. And we learn a lot from other streaming platforms. And one of the things we've learned, though, is that listeners are looking for inspiration and education across a wide range of content, all the way from highly curated podcasts and music to mid-market creative with tools like Anchor, all the way to live experiences. And so at Spotify, we want to be able to meet all listener needs. Now, one of the key things within that is discovery. And I think platforms like TikTok, platforms like Instagram, and Spotify are really great about content discovery. What we're excited about is providing content discovery for listeners, and audio being front and center. And what Culture Next really brought front and center are people are looking for, especially the younger generations, a trusted environment with which to engage with culture.
Well, that's thanks to Khurrum Malik, head of advertising business marketing. Back to you, Kristen.